In the ever-evolving world of General Hospital, alliances are a game of strategy, shifting loyalties, and explosive conflicts. Recent spoilers have hinted at a new, unlikely partnership brewing, one that could challenge the very dynamics of Port Charles. Drew Cain, once a hero in the eyes of many, has undergone a drastic transformation, and the character's journey now teeters on the edge of redemption or further descent into darkness. The spark that may ignite a change in Drew's trajectory? A battle against the powerful and dangerous Sidwell, a man whose manipulative grip on Drew could force him into a desperate and unexpected alliance. This complex and gripping storyline is at the intersection of multiple character arcs, where revenge, betrayal, and reluctant alliances could redefine the future of Port Charles. Drew Cain, from hero to anti-hero ***. Drew Cain's evolution has been nothing short of tragic. Initially seen as a noble figure, an army veteran, loving father, and devoted partner, his recent actions have painted him in a much darker light. It's a transformation that has left fans questioning the very core of Drew's character. His journey has shifted from that of a reluctant hero to a man who is being manipulated by forces he cannot control. Drew's anger and bitterness are palpable, particularly toward Michael Corinthos, whom he believes has wronged him. Drew's obsession with getting revenge on Michael, especially after the arrest of Willow Tate, has consumed him, pushing him further into a moral gray area. Once a man of honor, Drew now seems willing to go to any lengths to put Michael behind bars, no matter the cost. But as we've seen in many soap operas, even the most tragic characters can find redemption if they take a hard look at their choices. However, Drew's redemption is not a simple road. His involvement with Sidwell is a reflection of the dire situation he finds himself in. Sidwell is no mere antagonist. He's a formidable and ruthless villain, whose reach has far surpassed that of any typical antagonist in Port Charles. Sidwell's influence over Drew has been complete, a puppet master pulling the strings, and Drew, ever desperate to protect himself and his loved ones, has been more than willing to play along. The rise of Sidwell, a new threat in Port Charles ***. Sidwell is not just another villain, he's a force of nature, one who has risen to prominence with a singular goal: control. Sidwell's plans are devious, and his willingness to use Drew as a pawn in his larger scheme speaks to his utter ruthlessness. He isn't content with merely achieving his goals. Sidwell wants to dismantle the lives of everyone who stands in his way. At the center of this conflict lies Drew Cain, who is now in Sidwell's grip. Sidwell's hold on Drew is so strong that it seems to be the only thing keeping Drew from self-destruction. He has promised Drew's life will be destroyed if he dares to defy him, and Sidwell's threats appear to be very real. But Drew, like all people in the throes of a desperate situation, may find himself with no other choice but to act. This sets the stage for a potential dramatic shift. Drew, realizing that Sidwell is an even greater threat than his feud with Michael or his hatred for Willow, might finally see the light. With Sidwell's control tightening, Drew may soon face an agonizing decision: continue to dance to Sidwell's tune, or fight back and risk everything, including his life and the lives of those he cares about. A shocking alliance: Drew, Jason, and Sonny versus Sidwell ***. In the world of General Hospital, enemies can sometimes turn into allies when a greater threat emerges. This is exactly the scenario that could unfold between Drew, Jason Morgan, and Sonny Corinthos. While the three have been at odds, with old wounds and loyalties lingering in the background, the battle against Sidwell could be the catalyst that forces them to put their differences aside. It's not hard to imagine the tense, explosive dynamics between these three men. Jason, the ever-loyal enforcer with a complex moral code; Sonny, the powerful and calculated mob boss with deep ties to the criminal world; and Drew, the reluctant hero now shackled by his anger and Sidwell's manipulation. Together, they form a volatile mix, a combination of brains, brawn, and ruthless ambition. The possibility of this alliance is tantalizing. Drew, desperate and cornered by Sidwell's increasing pressure, might have nowhere else to turn. He could realize that his best chance for survival is to align with Sonny and Jason, men he once fought against but who now share a common enemy in Sidwell. This reluctant alliance could redefine the character dynamics in Port Charles, with Drew, Jason, and Sonny forced to navigate not only their own personal battles but also a shared war against a dangerous adversary. It would be an alliance forged not from friendship or trust, but from mutual necessity. Each man has something to lose, and Sidwell represents the ultimate threat to them all. The stakes are high, and the tension between them would be palpable, especially considering their past conflicts. But this alliance might just be the only way to take Sidwell down. Christina, Ava, and Alexis, a new kind of partnership ***. Meanwhile, other characters in Port Charles are also grappling with shifting alliances. Christina Corinthos Davis, Ava Jerome, and Alexis Davis have come a long way in their own journeys. The trio, once bitter enemies, recently found common ground in their feud against Rick Lansing. While their alliance has been tentative, the growing realization that mutual enemies can be more dangerous than personal grievances has pushed them closer together. If Ava, Christina, and Alexis can team up, then perhaps Drew, Jason, and Sonny could do the same. This sets the stage for a powerful narrative arc in which alliances are constantly shifting, and no one knows who their true allies are until the last moment. Drew's potential partnership with Jason and Sonny could mirror these other alliances, each one marked by necessity rather than genuine friendship. Sidwell's growing power, a ticking time bomb ***. Sidwell is not merely a puppet master pulling strings from behind the scenes, he is actively manipulating events, controlling people, and playing dangerous games with the lives of those in Port Charles. His power is growing, and his willingness to destroy anyone who dares to cross him makes him a formidable foe. As the pressure mounts, Drew might find that his only path forward is to fight fire with fire. If Sidwell continues to push him, Drew could be pushed into a corner where he has no choice but to turn to the very people he's been at odds with. Sonny and Jason, despite their history with Drew, could emerge as his most unlikely, and necessary, allies. The long road to redemption ***. Drew's journey is far from over. The possibility of a partnership with Sonny and Jason marks the beginning of a long and tumultuous road. Drew's character is far from defined, and his story could still swing in either direction. Will he succumb to the darkness and become a villain in his own right, or will he find redemption and rise above the manipulation of Sidwell? One thing is certain, General Hospital is heading into a thrilling chapter filled with twists, turns, and high stakes. The question of whether Drew, Jason, and Sonny can come together in a united front against Sidwell remains, but one thing is for sure, if they do, it will be a partnership marked by tension, betrayal, and perhaps even the ultimate test of loyalty. As Drew Kane's story unfolds, the only certainty is that the battle ahead will change everything.